Luanda, Angola. This is for sure one of my favorite places to vacation, mainly because of its beautiful beaches and chill vibe. Today, I'm going to show you Luanda, Angola from a tourist perspective. I'm here on vacation, so we're going to be checking out things to do in the city, such as beaches, nightlife, and more, so that you'll have an idea of some things to do if you ever decide to visit. So sit back and relax as we explore Luanda, Angola. For those that don't know, Luanda, Angola is located in Central Africa, with the Democratic Republic of the Congo to the north, Zambia to the east, Namibia to the south, and the Atlantic Ocean to the west. Luanda is its capital city and has a huge population of about 7 million people, depending on who you ask or what website you're looking at. Alright, so let me start off by saying that I don't know anyone currently living in Angola. And on top of that, I don't speak Portuguese, which is the primary language here. However, each time that I visit, that never stops me from having a good time, because the people here are so friendly. So my favorite area to relax while in Luanda is the area of town called Ilha do Cabo, which is a 4-mile strip of beach with a road down the middle. And it's full of restaurants, beaches, hotels, and a variety of beach activities. The ocean water in Luanda is very warm and enjoyable, and it costs nothing to go to the beach. So as you can imagine, this is where most people in the city come to unwind. I visited Luanda for the first time back in 2019, and since then, you can definitely tell that there has been some investment in the area. During the weekdays, the Ilha is very chill and not too busy. So if you're looking for some peace and quiet, this is the best time to go, because during the weekend, it gets pretty lively. Now personally, my favorite thing to do in the Ilha is visit the beach bars that have beachfront property, like Malibu Beach Club. This is the place I like to go to during the weekdays because the restaurant is pretty quiet and low-key and isn't too packed like some of the other spots. Also, the food is very good and pretty affordable. This meal was about $10 US. Like I mentioned, they have some beachfront property where visitors can relax and enjoy some of the Angola heat. On the beach, they have many chairs and tables for you to enjoy alone or with friends and family. The restaurant has music playing, so the vibes are nice. And since you're right on the beach, there are a lot of beach activities going on and people just out enjoying themselves. Another beach bar that I like is Miami Beach Club. It's about the same size as Malibu Beach Club, but draws a bigger crowd, which is cool because I met a lot of people here who ended up showing me around the city. Miami Beach Club also has great food and good music. And on top of that, you can get beers here for less than $1 US. On the weekends, most of these beach clubs also turn into lounges, where you can listen to music and dance a little. The Ilha also has many bars and restaurants that aren't connected to the beach. You can find everything from Chinese food to Mexican and much more. One of the popular restaurant areas on the Ilha are the strip of restaurants next to Brick Restaurant and Bar. Brick is a very popular restaurant that has really good food and usually has a DJ playing good music on the weekends. Right outside of Bricks are many other smaller outdoor restaurants, which is perfect because Angola has pretty good weather throughout most of the year. It's pretty quiet here on the weekdays, but gets pretty live on the weekends, as each restaurant out here also has their own DJ. Definitely a great place to have some drinks and just hang out. Now I know it seems like all the partying happens at the beach bars and restaurants, but there are good night spots all over the city. The first place in the city I was invited to was a place called Bar Colosso. It was a little on the small side, but that didn't matter as I still had a good time. There was also a local artist performing this night who was really good. I was also invited to an event over the weekend that was being hosted by a local brewery. I met a lot of people here. Everybody was very friendly and welcoming. Even with the language barrier, people tried their best to communicate with me and ensured I had a good time. The last place I went to party was an actual nightclub called Club Harmonzim. Just like all the other places, I had a great time. The people in Angola are extremely social and friendly, and this makes things very fun and exciting for a solo traveler like myself. Something that I noticed is that all the night spots I've visited in Angola played a genre of music that I'm not familiar with. It had a hip-hop feel mixed with similar music I've heard in Brazil and Portugal. If anybody knows what it's called and can educate me on this, let me know down in the comments section. Now, one place that a lot of people kept recommending that I visit was Mussulo Island. I was told that it had quiet beaches and was a nice getaway from the busy city. So to get to Mussulo Island, you have to take a boat, but it only takes about 10 minutes or so to cross and costs only $7 US one way. Once you get off the boat, you can see why people visit. It's definitely more quiet and reserved than the beaches on Ilha do Cabo. The first thing I did was stop at one of the many restaurants on the island to grab a bite to eat. I heard that the restaurants here served really good food, and this one didn't disappoint. Now once on the beach, you can see why people come here. The beach has beautiful scenery and plenty of places to relax. When walking around, you'll see people eating local foods, listening to music, and engaging in many of the different beach activities, such as swimming, jet skiing, boating, and quad biking. The island has something for everyone, making it an awesome getaway spot. I definitely recommend visiting if you get a chance. The next day, I decided to go hang out at the Luanda Bay waterfront. This area is a popular tourist attraction because of its beautiful views and relaxing atmosphere. People enjoy walking along the waterfront, eating at the different restaurants, and watching the sunset. It's definitely a good place to hang out with friends and enjoy the scenery. Along the bay, they also have other tourist attractions, such as the Museum of Currency. This museum is a cool place where you can learn about the history of money in Angola. It has a lot of old coins and banknotes, and even older forms of currency, such as shells and different fabrics, and shows visitors how currency has changed over time. Back in 2019 when I visited Angola, the currency was doing much better than it is right now. So it's interesting to see the history and development of the currency over time. This was a very unique and educational museum for individuals who want to know more about Angola's history and see some interesting old currency. The bay is also home to a very important landmark in Luanda, which is the Unknown Soldiers Monument. It's a very large and impressive stone structure where visitors can come and learn about Angola's war history and pay their respects to the soldiers who fought for freedom and peace. You can also take some cool photos here. Not far from the bay, you can also find the memorial of Dr. Antonio Augustino Neto. My apologies if I'm pronouncing that wrong. This huge monument is dedicated to the first president of Angola, who played a major role in the country's independence. Here, you can learn about his life and achievements. Inside of the monument, you'll find many photos, documents, and personal items that tell the story of his work and leadership. After visiting, you'll leave with a better understanding of Dr. Neto's impact on Angola and its people. Just like my first visit, I had a great time in Angola. I absolutely love hanging out on their beaches, exploring the different restaurants, and just seeing new things every time I come. The people of Luanda are extremely friendly and helpful. which as a solo traveler who only speaks English is always something that I love and appreciate. I need to learn Portuguese so I can really experience the city. Now, there are a few things you need to be aware of when visiting. First, none of my credit cards or debit cards worked at any of the establishments I visited. Stores, restaurants, nothing. So that means I had to pay cash for everything during this entire trip. Now with that said, the ATMs in Luanda only gave out a maximum of 40,000 kwanza, or about $50 US per transaction. That means if you're staying about a week like I did, you're gonna have to go to the ATM a gang of times during your visit. As far as transportation, they have an app called Yango that is similar to Uber and very affordable. So getting around is pretty easy if you use it, even if you don't speak Portuguese. They also have local taxis in Luanda, which I tried to take, but due to the language barrier, I was unsuccessful. Now, when it comes to entry into Angola, US citizens do not need a visa. So getting in the country was a very smooth and simple process. Again, I absolutely love visiting Angola and can't wait for my next trip. If you visited before or are from here, let me know some places I can stop by or try out during my next visit. I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.